Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was released in 1992 by THQ, and it's actually based off of the cartoon from the early 90s. You play as this kid named Chad, who's trying to stop this evil professor from trying to build this giant tomato rocket, who's bent on destroying the world for some reason. The game only has about 5 areas, which are actually not even that long. The first stage you could breeze through in roughly about a minute, and the second stage is a bit longer and requires a little bit more caution, as there is greasy ledges which will cause you to fall to your death. Once you reach the third stage, that's when it really starts to become more difficult, as you'll be fighting more enemies at once. Now this game is a platformer, so you are going to be going pretty much from left to right most of the game. Once you reach the later levels, it sort of becomes a little bit of a maze trying to figure out where to go, but luckily they do leave you a lot of health. As for weapons in the game, you get to pick up all kinds of different weapons to shoot at the tomatoes. No, I'm just kidding. The only weapon you have are your shoes, because all you can do is jump on the tomatoes. You don't get to pick up a baseball bat, a rock, or nothing. The only time you get to actually throw something is when you're fighting this Phantom of the Opera guy and you're throwing these, I'm going to say, tomatoes at this organ. That is the only boss battle in the entire game. As far as enemies go, there are a few different variety of different enemies of different tomatoes you have to defeat, from small ones to bigger ones to bats. But it would have been nice to have a giant tomato boss battle at the end of each stage. The way the game plays, it sort of reminds me of Bart vs. the Space Mutants for the Nintendo. The game's graphics do look pretty nice. The title screen oozes personality, and the cinema that follows does a good job telling up the story with an ounce of humor. You can see Chad in clear detail: the blonde hair, the baseball cap, the blue shirt, the jeans. The environment in the games is equally detailed because of the first stage. You're running around in the dark. The game uses the lightning to improve the graphics for this game. All the tomato enemies are pretty good detailed also, from the different varieties you get, although like I said, it would have been nice to have some cool boss battles. The first level is done in the streets, so you can see many broken windows in the background that was destroyed by the tomatoes, so that's a pretty nice touch. As for the music in this game, the music is just okay. Nothing really stands out in the tracks, and you do occasionally run into the same tunes over and over again. So actually I found myself just turning the volume down after like 20 minutes. So, is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes worth playing today? My answer is definitely not. I don't think it was worth playing back in the day. The lack of weapon use, which means you can only use your shoes. There's absolutely no boss battles except for the one. The graphics are probably the highest point of the game. The music is not great. So I would say definitely skip this one. It's definitely not worth it. Even if you find it for a few dollars lying around, I would definitely just pass over this one. Thank you for watching my review. And if you like this, give it a big thumbs up for the support on this channel. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.